Hey guys, this is Jesse. I am the creator and inventor of the FDL1 and the FDL2. Welcome to Project FDL. All right, so for anybody that doesn't know what an FDL is, this is an FDL2. This is actually an FDL2X because it has an OLED screen on the back. So the special thing about an FDL is an FDL outside of your electronics and hardware is completely 3D printed. So everything from, on this one, the stock electronics cover, your flywheels are 3D printed, your pusher mechanism on the inside, your mag well, everything is 3D printed, again, besides the hardware and the motors. So the motors on an FDL are actually brushless motors, so they come from something like, I don't know if you can see it, but there's a drone on the wall over there, and that is actually the drone that the original FDL motors came from. So the brushless motors allow the FDL to be adjustable. So it shoots real hard or it can shoot real soft, which is really cool because if you're playing outside, you can shoot hard, or if you're inside, you can tone it down a little bit. Aside from that, the FDL is completely controlled by a microcontroller in the back, and then it's actually part of this OLED screen as well. So it has select fire, so you can pick off single shots, double, triple, and then full auto, and it's very fast full auto too. It hits hard, it's intelligent, and it's a pretty sweet blaster. So everything starts in here. This is the design and 3D print room. So the magic all starts on the computer. So the FDL is completely designed in CAD. And this is what the model looks like. So this is actually an FDL2 Plus, an old school FDL2, and then there's the parts for the FDL2X here too. So you can get in here and move this guy all around. So that's where everything starts, that's the model. And then we bring it into the 3D printing software. And the 3D printing software sets everything up ready to go for the 3D printers. And then it moves over here. So over here we have a extended barrel printing. This looks like a stock attachment point. And this is a stock coming pretty close to finishing. That is a long print. I think that is like a 15, 16 hour print about to finish. And then when the stuff comes off the printers, we have this little system set up where every customer and every order has their own bin. And there's a print list of all the different parts that we need to print. So we actually just knocked out a few builds in the past few days. So these are getting pretty empty, but they're about ready to go into the other room again. So once all the prints are done, we pick them up and we go back into the build room. All right, so just before we hit the build room, this is our kind of little order staging area. So this is where we keep track of all the orders. Everything out on the wall is all the open orders. Once we are ready to start printing all of those and everything, the boards come down off the wall and then they go back into the print room. But after we're done printing stuff, we bring it in here. And there's a little bit of prep that happens. So there's some holes that get drilled out on the drill press. And then over here, we have a couple of tools. This guy is super fun. Let's turn the light on. So it's a little tapping tool. So rather than using this guy and hand tapping everything, it's a little automatic tapper. It's the kind of fun stuff that we do at Project FDL. So yeah, the prints come in, they end up on this table here, and you can see there's a blaster that's about to go out the door. But this would normally come in as like full loose prints. We would tap everything, drill everything, get it all prepped and ready to go. And then it comes over onto the build table. So printing is only really half of what we do. The other half is all of the electronics and everything. So we have some PCBs that all get custom made. To solder these, each of them have like a little jig piece. So you put the components in there and then you take the board and you set the board on top of it, and it gives you a nice sturdy sort of surface to solder everything on. So lots of little jigs, lots of little tools and gadgets that we use. Besides that, so we have our pusher motors, some various little wiring harnesses, the illustrious brushless motors, We have those in green, and there are some red ones too. We've started getting these. And then brushless motors are a little different, that they require these speed controllers. So these are what's called ESCs, electronic speed controller. So the motors actually hook into the speed controllers, and then the speed controllers hook into the microcontroller in the back of the blaster, and that's how you control, am I shooting the blaster hard, am I shooting the blaster soft? You know, you can kind of choose how hard you want to shoot it. So once we start assembling the FDL, this is sort of the soldering side of the table. So this is like your battery cable, so that'd be, you know, the attachment from your LiPo battery into the rest of the blaster. Some wires for like your pusher motors. It's lots of loose parts here that all get soldered together to make up each individual part of the FDL. So once it's all assembled, this is what you get. Here's single fire.
And this runs off of one button, so there's no
one button
switch.
One button.
So what you're hearing is the time of that button being depressed, the wheels revving up right before the dart shoots. It's really fast.
Yep. One single action, the whole thing. So, and it does actuate pretty quick, so you can.
Cool.
That's single.
Do some
Doubles. Triple. So we'll turn down the rate of fire so you can see a little dust smoke there. That was nice. And then full auto. That fast.
That's pretty fast.
That fast.
That's pretty fast.
All right, so for the rest of the shop, let's take a look around. Starting here, so I originally did a Kickstarter for the FDL1 to kind of get everything going, and that was one of the first blueprints that I had made. And that was like in the background of the Kickstarter video and stuff. So it's a little nostalgic. We've got an NVZ bandana, an NWAR bandana, and then down here, I do focus most of my time on FDL stuff, but I do like to branch out and do actual Nerf mods every once in a while. So we've got like a Rapid Red ready to go, a Strife that Drac actually helped my son and I make. He kind of makes, you know, fairly decent stuff. We've got a 4B tank ready to go into a big bad bow, some Hera parts and whatnot. Moving on, we've got the drone that the original brushless motors came from, and a wall of heat shrink, because you can never have too much heat shrink. So, like we said, we've got an FDL ready to go out the door. This one's all pulled apart because Jackie is actually working on hydro dipping some of the parts. And this is her little hydro dip area. So this is all of her practice parts, some stuff that she's working on. It's pretty cool. And then the wall of Nerf stuff. I mean, none of this is particularly special, but it's, you know, I like to collect pieces here and there. So it's cool. There's like the Hera that I've been working on. I actually put brushless motors in there, and there's still some work left to do on it though. You know, the Nemesis, which still needs a little work too. And then up here, these are our two NIC blasters. So these are springers. I do make springers every once in a while. So these are just very simple. It's just a very, you know, simple PVC pipe with a spring in there. They've got like a little buffer spring in the back, so you can. I don't think this one's set up to catch right now. There we go. Nice. Nice.
That was not supposed to happen.
That was not supposed to happen at all.
I'm believing it.
All right, so anyway.
What's it supposed to do?
So there's a buffer.
If you've ever dry fired an NIC blaster, you know how awful it can sound.
Yeah.
So it's supposed to just kind of buffer things. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what it's supposed to do, not that.
Not break. Anyway. Okay, anyway, so this is Bobo stuff on my table.
Oh my god.
But this is like a kind of our little packaging area.
Ooh, I forgot about this.
Yeah, all the stickers. And,
so pretty.
yeah, we've got like our little packaging tape and stuff. Stickers here, and then down underneath is all of our cool swag. So we've got like cool Project FDL iPro, and those come in every blaster box, as well as these cool string bags. Those are fun. So over here is kind of remnants of some home brewing stuff. I actually used to be really into home brewing until I discovered Nerf, and that kind of took a lot of stuff over. Oh yeah, it's my collection of old bottles and stuff. I spent like probably 5 or 6 years never drinking the same beer twice, and that's the result of that. Keg stuff. The fridge, which is actually like a giant refrigerator or giant kegerator. There's no kegs in there now, but there is some beer that Bobo brought, and that's awesome.
So where can they find you?
So you can find us on projectfdl.com, and we are on Facebook as Project FDL and Instagram as Project FDL as well.
Thank you, Jesse.
Cool, thank you. Thanks for stopping by.
Yay!
Yay!